Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of the Exactly Entertainment Podcast. I am Matthew Lyons, and I'm joined by,
Derek Terrell, his wonderful co-host.
and once again, special guest, Mr.
Roman Cipolo. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Today, we are talking about Ozark Season 4. Amazing show. We all love it so much. Season 3 ended brilliantly. If you have not seen it, stop listening to this. Go watch it. It is amazing. You will not regret
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What is so important that you have been avoiding this incredible show? We're going to get into some heavy spoilers for Season 3, some potential spoilers for Season 4. We've got a lot of predictions, and we're going to get right to it.
All right. Right out the gate, let's talk about that ending and what's going to happen in the moments following it. I think that the Birds are in for it. I think they're in for quite the season. I think Marty Bird's in for quite the stressful year, quite the stressful season here. I see him and Wendy being terrified as they kind of have to accept this new role they're moving up the ranks in the eyes of the cartel. They're big names now, and I think that's going to have a lot of drawbacks to it.
I feel like it's going to add a lot of responsibility on their shoulders that, I don't know if they're ready for. I feel like add a lot more eyes on top of what they already have. We saw Marty Bird, kind of clutch it at the last second.
The way he always does.
Like way he always does with the work he already has. And now I feel like as they move up the ranks to add even more work on top of that, for whatever Navarro has planned for them. I have no clue.
It's so hard to even think about what Navarro is going to do. He's such an unpredictable character.
He is.
You never know whether he's, sometimes he's friendly, super friendly with Wendy. Sometimes he's screaming at her, showing her place. You have no idea what's going to go down. Another thing is there's a suitcase with a fake confession. And if they find that's going to cause issues, man.
Yeah.
That's scary. I don't know if they're going to be able to convince him. They might be able to convince him that that's fake, but that's going to cause issues. We could see Marty back in that cell, and we could see Wendy with him if they're not careful. But I think Marty Bird, he's going to be able to talk his way out of that. So
I think, immediately Helen's brains get blown all over them. Navarro gives them a big ol' hug. I think they're going to, clean the blood off them. They're going to stay in Navarro's amazing house. And the first episode, I think the second they get a chance to be in a room alone together, they're just going to talk and just say, what do we do? Because they're in it. There's no way out. And earlier, they're Navarro's, number one guys, to be honest.
Yeah.
He had Helen. Obviously now he doesn't. And I think it was easy for Marty to kind of talk to Maya and kind of feed some information her way. But that's going to be drastically harder now because we don't know how long they're going to spend in Mexico. I doubt they can use the phones. It's going to be tough to see what they do. But I do think that confession, I don't think anything major is going to happen with that immediately. No. I think that's like a mid-season finale.
Right.
Thing.
They find that in her suitcase.
Yeah.
And Navarro looks at it. It's that bastard. My number one prediction, because I don't have a lot. I had a lot for the last week with the boys, but my only prediction, or not my only, I have a few more, but my major one is that Jonah is going to finally do it. He's going to kill someone this season.
That was my number one, too.
Oh, really?
Definitely.
Jonah makes his first kill.
Think alike. But, yeah, he's going to drop someone. He's gotten this close so many times. And I think finally he's going to do it, and I don't think he's going to feel good about it. Or maybe it's just sadistical and it doesn't faze him. I think that's the more realistic. I think he's going to kill someone. He'll just have a blank expression on his face. He was ready. he's been ready multiple times to pull the trigger. He did pull the trigger, and the gun just wasn't loaded. So he's gonna kill someone this season for sure.
I think this is not that I don't think this is definitely going to happen, but I think it's a possibility that, end of episode 7, they're going to have 14 episodes this season. I think he could kill Navarro.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. Yeah. I mean, they've been building it since the first season that he's going to kill someone. And I mean, I think the birds in some way, shape, or form are going to get out of this. But I mean, Marty's not the type of person that's going to pull the trigger.
No.
And Wendy, although she's capable of that, she's always had someone else do it. She had someone kill Cade. She had someone kill Ben. Yeah, I don't think either of them could pull the trigger, but I think Jonah definitely
Jonah's got the stomach to do it.
He does.
Yeah, look how awful that they felt, when they killed someone.
Yeah.
They cried. They that messed them up. They did not want to do that. Marty doesn't carry a gun. In that life, you think that that type of person would carry a gun, but he doesn't carry a gun.
Carries his mind.
Yeah, he talks his way out of things. That's how he does it. So I could see that, and I can just imagine Marty's look at Jonah when he does it. I think that would
what
be
did
awesome.
You do? Yeah.
But I could also see him, just killing some. Maybe Navarro sends a higher up from the cartel back with them, and maybe he kills that character. I think he's going to kill someone important. I don't think it's just going to be some no-name. I think it's been building up too much for that. It to just be a no-name like that. He's going to kill someone big, and it's going to have consequences.
Yeah.
I think that Jonah is bipolar. I do. I feel like they hinted at that in season 1 when Marty and Wendy are on the boat, and they're like, well, Wendy mentioned something about when he's gutting animals, she mentions what if it's genetics? And she mentions her brother, who we now know is Ben. And I think that's definitely possible. And in a sense, it could be dangerous. I mean, someone that's bipolar,
yeah, we already saw the danger of that with Ben,
Yeah, and now you're going to give that person a gun, and he's just a kid. Well, he's a teenager now. He's gotten older, but still, I think that he could. I feel like he could be a little bit of a loose cannon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think in some way he might team up with Erin, Helen's daughter.
Yeah.
Or at least hint to her, either maybe she might come to him and say, this guy came to our house and, said my mom worked for a Mexican drug cartel and now she's gone. And he might, tell her everything. Or maybe they might have their own little adventure and try to.
Yeah, I think that especially if, the birds' parents, especially if Marty and Wendy, if they're going to be in Mexico for a while, I can definitely see both Jonah and Charlotte kind of rising up to try and maybe even sort some stuff out. I can see, Charlotte was already told to keep laundering the money, keep it going, keep moving the money around from Buddy's tomb and everything. Because you see Charlotte as well, very matured in the later seasons. She's Aaron, don't do this. She's kind of more of a veteran in that sense. And just in different scenarios. I think that they're gonna kind of be running things a little bit, and I think there'll be problems with that. I think that Marty and Wendy aren't coming right home. I don't think Navarro is going to let them come straight home, especially if he finds that confession.
Right.
Definitely not.
I could see both Jonah and Charlotte kind of stepping up in that scenario.
I mean, Navarro mentioned new beginning with Marty and Wendy. I think they're there and they're there to stay. I do.
So what do you guys think is going to happen with Ruth and Darlene and Wyatt and the Snells and the Casey mob?
Yeah, I think Ruth will eventually somehow make her way back to Marty Bird. I think she's angry with Wendy. She is. Once she cools down a bit, she's going to look back and think of everything Marty Bird's done for her, and she's gonna go back. and they're going to be a great duo.
I think that the Snells and the Casey mob, they're going to get very, very close to taking out Marty. And at the last second, Ruth is going to switch sides and betray the Snells and help Marty. And then maybe Darlene, she points a gun at Ruth and says why did you just betray us?
Yeah,
and
I think Darlene killing her. Darlene's crazy enough to do it.
Yeah, and I think Wyatt, this is out there, but I think Wyatt would defend Ruth, because ever since season 2, at the beginning of season 2, her and Wyatt have been at odds, and they've never really connected. And I think if Wyatt were to save Ruth, that would be the final way of saying I forgive you. I know it's okay.
And I could also see Darlene killing him after everything.
I know, yeah.
He's crazy, dude.
I mean, a part of me sees, but there also is a part of me that just sees Wyatt brainwashed by her. Honestly, I mean,
I don't think Wyatt is going to make it out this season alive.
No,
I do not think Darlene will make it out alive either.
I think Darlene will get off. I think the cartel is going to say she's too much of a loose cannon. I could see a big battle at, the farm there. And I think that maybe the Casey mob comes to defend. And I could see a big battle between the Casey mob and the cartel at that farm. I think that would be an amazing set piece, maybe awesome, a great way to end the series, or even a way to end, the first 7 episodes. I think that would be awesome. And meanwhile, while all that's happening, Marty's trying to run back and forth and de-escalate the situation like he always does.
Yeah.
I think I would love to see a big battle, just all those cartel cars just moving in on the farm, and then they get out, and just a big shootout would be so cool. Maybe Darlene, kidnaps Jonah or something, and maybe Jonah kills Darlene. And
oh yeah,
I think that would be awesome. Maybe while they're away, that something like that happens. Darlene just says, "Oh, I'm gonna take his son," and then maybe he gets his hands on a gun, takes her out, and proves himself to the cartel. And but I would love to see a big battle at the Snell farm right there.
That would be cool. That would be awesome. The poppy fields.
Yeah.
That would be cool. They definitely need to fix the only flaw. I mean, not flaw, because it was definitely a perfect season. Mm-hmm. But the last shot with Ruth and Wyatt in the poppy fields, terrible green screen.
Yeah.
You could see so clearly. So I hope they actually build a fake poppy field so that they don't have to deal with the green screen anymore.
Yeah, I in my head when I pictured that battle being at night, so I could see even, maybe Jonah kills Darlene, he's, lying down in the poppy field, hiding. That would be so cool.
That would be a great set piece.
Yeah. I could even see them, lighting the farmhouse on fire, or maybe even the poppy field on fire again, even though they might not do that because they already did do that. But definitely, I could see the cartel really going in and just taking out the entire KC mob. I could see
they got the numbers to do so.
They're way stronger than the KC mob.
I mean, even with the Snells, the KC mob, even that whole alliance that Darlene's managed to create, that's nothing. The cartel could just go in and decimate all of them if they wanted to. I think it's likely. It's the final season. It wouldn't be too far fetched. Anything goes here.
There's really no limits on what's going to happen. I mean, they're going to go out with a bang.
Yeah, I could definitely see Ruth getting caught in the middle of that because she's been working with Darlene, and I could definitely see that happening.
I think that Ruth. Oh, sorry.
You go ahead.
I do think that Ruth. Let's do it again. You go first.
I was just gonna say that. I could see maybe, after that a raid like that, maybe they have Ruth, and I could see Marty once again begging for Ruth's life, and maybe that's how he earns their trust back.
Yeah.
And then, but I think my prediction would be that whole thing with the Snells and the KC mob is over by that 7th episode. I think that's going to end there. I don't see the cartel putting up with that for very long. We'll see.
I do think that Ruth is going to make it out alive this season.
I do too.
I can't see her dying.
All right. Do we want to go into which birds survive and which birds do not?
Sure.
I think Marty's going to be the only one to go down. That's my prediction. I think for whatever reason, Navarro will have his reasons. I think Navarro is going to kill him. I think, or he might do it himself. He might have someone do it. But I think that Marty has been on thin ice for so long, and he's going to have a microscope up to him after this new deal that's going on. And eventually he's going to try and do something. He's going to try and make a move for the best to get his family out of this situation, and he's going to get killed. And I think he's going to, die solving the problem, but it will take everything he has. And I think the rest of his family will live. But that's
I agree with you on that, but I still think it'd be so cool if it happened the other way and like Marty's the only survivor. Like that's what I want to happen. I want Marty to, try and make like some big risky play, and like I feel like if the family goes down because of it, like it'd be cool to see him, in like the last moments of the show have to like cope with that. And like he'll carry that guilt with him.
Yeah.
Till the end. I feel like that'd be so cool. Yeah. I feel like it's the show to do it. I mean, that's
interesting.
I could see them messing up real bad, and then Navarro just says one by one, "You're dead. Bye, Jonah. Oh, bye, Charlotte. Oh, bye, Wendy." All right.
Runs out of bullets on Marty.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's almost like when Del killed Bruce. Like it would be I could see them like mirroring it in a way.
Yeah.
And Marty's just sitting there and he's beat, he's demoralized, and he's got to find a way to live with it.
That would be a cool way to bookend the show with a beginning like that and ending like that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Just kind of showing that, like, because Marty was close,
He was very close
there, with his friend there. So, yeah, I could see that.
I don't think any of them are going to die. Any of the core birds are going to die. I do think that everyone else is going to die, except for Ruth. The Snells gone, Casey Mobb gone, the agent Wyatt gone, Maya Miller. She's going to have a tragic end.
Yeah.
But I think before she dies, Jonah and Charlotte are going to use their fake identities and they're going to leave. They're going to leave behind the bird family name.
Yeah.
They're going to go far and they're not going to stay together. I think they're going to both go their separate ways. And, but I think Marty will make a deal with the FBI to save his ass and Wendy's ass. And, I think they're going to be in witness protection, and this is how the show ends. It's them in a house with like security guards everywhere, leading this like fake life. They can't have their real names, can't go outside. It's just the two of them, and they have to live with everything they've done and knowing that they destroyed their family. Mm-hmm. I think it's just going to be that, and they're just going to have to live with that in this house alone.
Right, they get their groceries and shit delivered right to them because they're in that much witness protection. They'll be
technically they live, but they're like dead inside.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, they're not really living a life,
and they don't have the best marriage, so it's not going to be like
the happily ever after.
Yeah,
depressing. But
there's a lot of ways they could go.
There really is.
Very dark. Shows
I feel like none of them.
Like
positive.
No, shows like this and like Breaking Bad, they don't have happy endings. When you deal with people like that, like the cartel, it's not good. It's never good news. It never ends well. And that's kind of the moral of the story there. I think it's going to be about no matter how hard Marty tries, he can't talk his way out of everything. And I think at one point his skills to talk out to de-escalate situations, I think it's just going to run out and there's going to be nothing he can say to fix what's happened. and he'll realize that. And that will lead into how I think that no matter what ending they go with, I think that's, going to hold true, is that Marty's just not going to – it's finally going to come to a point where Marty can't just solve the problem. It's going to be out of his control.
Or maybe he just gives up and he doesn't have the fight left to keep doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm very much looking forward to this season. Do we know when this is coming out? I don't even think they've begun filming.
They have not,
I think
no.
we have a long wait ahead of us. Well,
sure it'll be worth it.
Any other thoughts before we end it out?
No.
No, I got nothing.
All right. Well, if you want to see us do more predictions like this, definitely let us know on Twitter. If you want to see Roman back for another episode, also let us know. We'll wrap it up there for this episode of the Exactly Entertainment Podcast. See you next week.